Hello, this is Evan with Gaming for Fun. Today we're opening a booster box. As you can see, it's sealed of Battle for Zendikar. I want to do an opening of just looking at the game from the standpoint of what's fun, not just what's valuable. And especially, well, Battle for Zendikar, there's a lot of really valuable cards, but also there's some really cool cards. I love what they're doing with this set. So, I'm not going to do this in any particular order. I'm just going to go ahead and start it off. I'll show you every card that I'm going to go through. If you've never played Magic before and you're just starting to get into it, in every set there's going to be 11 uncommons, 3 commons, or 11 commons, 3 uncommons, and then you've got your rare. So we've got right here Noyadar, Royal Shaper. He's very kind of interesting. Does some cool stuff with lands. I don't know if I love him, but I always love Merfolk, so can't be mad at him. We've got a Swamp and Eldrazi Spawn. I love Eldrazi. I'm really glad they brought them back, although I'm a little bit sad that they got away from Annihilator, because I'm sorry, but Annihilator just kind of is the most ridiculous ability ever, and it really shows destroying. Like, nothing says destroying an entire world like Annihilator. So we've got Conduit of Ruin, 6 cost. He's 5/5. He's pretty good. He makes it really easy to get out Eldrazi. Got a rare foil common, Angelic Gift, and Mountain Eldrazi. All right. I do like some of the cool stuff they're doing with exiling cards. I think that's really neat. I also really like how they're working in Eldrazi and Landfall. Love Landfall. Brood Butcher, kind of cool. I don't know if he's my favorite, but he brings out an Eldrazi spawner, or Eldrazi Science, and Eldrazi Science are kind of great. Not going to see a lot of play from him, especially out in the community. Also, it's interesting, the whole Devoid concept, bringing in like cards that have color but have no color, and watching like how the rulings are built around it. We've got Void Winnower, awesome card. I don't know if it's going to get a lot of play, but I think it's fantastic. Anything that changes the whole rules of the game, I gotta love. And also, he can't even. All right, we've got Ruinous Path. Nice creature destruction, and it's got an Awaken ability. I don't know how I feel about the Awaken. I don't know how the rest of the world feels about it, but I don't like using my lands as a creature. They just make them more susceptible to being blown up. All right, we've got here Sanctum of Ugrim. A little bit of Eldrazi land. That's nice. Always good to have some land. I also love the fact that in this set they're bringing back full art lands. Full art lands are fantastic. Like, look at that artwork. It's beautiful. I don't know, and especially since they brought them out in Uncommon and Unhinged, ever since then, everyone loves them. Exert Influence, Converge, gain control of target creature. I don't know, blue control for 5, but it's not the best control. We've got a foil rare, Serpentine Spike. Decent damage bringer, not the best though. It's a little costly. But then again, you're playing Eldrazi, so mana shouldn't be a big issue. That's the whole point of this set, just mana everywhere for big, crazy abilities. I also like how they're making Eldrazi that costs less. I think that's really cool. We've got Smothering Abomination for 4 mana, Flying Eldrazi. It's not the best. It makes you sacrifice. It doesn't have ingest or anything like that, so not in love with it. Hero of Gomafada, Knight Allies, bringing the allies back, and they're now calling it Rally, which just giving a name to an old ability. I also have a foil McKindy Slide Runner. Foil uncommon. I don't know about everyone who played with the old allies, but allies get ridiculous really fast, and I really like that they're bringing some new ones that do a little bit of weird stuff. So, Guardian of Tazim, flying landfall, 4/5. Cause some untap control, but not necessarily a great card. Sphinxes seldom are all that amazing. They've got some really cool commons and uncommons in this set, though, which I really like. You like this guy here, Eldrazi Drone. He's maybe rare. It's 2-cost Eldrazi. He's Death Touch and Ingest, so you can't go wrong with having small Eldrazi. Foil uncommon, and always beautiful full art land. All right, we've got Endless One. So anything that's costs X is always going to be useful. Creatures that you can just make huge and bounce around, and now you've got an Eldrazi that you can do that with. I think he's kind of neat. I don't know how much play you'll see with him, but I can think of some fun things you can do with him. Love these new lands. Canopy Vista, both a forest and a plain. There's nothing wrong with dual lands that are actually titled plain and forest. Fetch can go crazy with those. All right. And especially with this set, they've got land, so many lands they're playing with. From Beyond, another Devoid spell. Get some Eldrazi Scions, and it's a little bit more expensive than the previous Eldrazi spawn builder. We've got Felidar Sovereign, not the best in the block play, but everyone loves Felidar Sovereign. Winning the game right off the bat, it's not that hard to make 40 life, so I love it. I'm not going to play in tournaments with him, but playing at home can make things really silly. Gideon, Ally of Zendikar, one of the best cards of the set, beyond some of the crazy lands. He's really fantastic. Comes in, you can right off use the his ultimate ability. All your creatures get +1/+1. That's fantastic. Let's see what we've got for you. All right. Shambling Vent. Living Land. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Living Land. Never will be. We've got a foil uncommon and some beautiful art lands. I don't know a lot of people who like turning their lands into creatures, because any land that's a creature can be blown up. We've got awesome Drana, Liberator of Malakir. Fantastic ally. Hits people early. +1/+1 counters on everything right afterwards. Can't go wrong with her. We've got a foil full art plane and another full art land. Drawn some pretty cool cards. I love Gideon. I love Drana. Really excited about that. They put a lot of land into the set. We've got Zada, Hedron Grinder. He's alright. Goblin ally. He's got some fun abilities, but nothing crazy. Copies a spell, but there's way better ways of copying a spell or just having spells be useful. It's interesting that they're doing this Scions instead of Eldrazi Spawn. They're now 1/1s instead of 0/1s. We've got Gruesome Slaughter. We've got all creatures all of a sudden to everything's doing pinging damage for their power, which is kind of cool. But for 6 mana, it's a little bit expensive. But if you got a big bunch of beaters and you don't want to necessarily actually fight, you can kill off a lot of stuff they've got. All right, Nice's Renewal. Search your library for some land cards, put them onto the battlefield, get 7 life. Very straightforward. Not going to see a lot of play. It's a little expensive, so it's not going to come out till late game. But it does make things, it's good to have 7 life, and it's good to have 3 more lands. So I can see, especially in a ramp deck, things getting really broken really fast. Oblivion Sower. I like this card a lot, especially because with all the ingest that they've got going on, you can take full advantage of cards in exile and get a bunch of land from your opponent. All right. Got for you a Eldrazi Overseer, another vampire. Landfall, get some a little bit of +1 power, but not necessarily the best. Definitely think that Drana's the better of the vampires running around. Just saying. And she's got a cooler knife. It's one of the things that got me into Magic. The artwork is just fantastic. Got Emeria Shepherd, flying, got some landfall again. Like I said, lands are everywhere. You can bring cards back from your graveyard, which is wonderful. She's a little expensive though, so I'm not sure if she's going to see a lot of play. But as I said, if you can make a deck, I'm sure there's plenty of ways to take full advantage of her. All right, we've got Berserker Savant, Beastcaller Savant. One of the only mana producers that we've got in this set without land. I mean, we can fetch land, but this guy is one of the few tap for lands. So really glad that we got him. Pretty cool. And foil common. All right. Bring to Light. A bit expensive, and I'm not necessarily in love with this Converge spell. It's kind of like the Sunburst back in the day, and I wasn't in love with it then, and I'm not in love with it now. Basically you have to have an all-colored deck to be able to make things really worthwhile. Or you have to have a bunch of artifacts that make big multicolored mana. So not my favorite. Blight Herder, getting more mana scions. Really helpful, especially with the mana ramp that we're using now. And can be really cool with some of the other Eldrazi that make it a little bit cheaper, like Conduit of Ruin. We've got Smoldering Marsh, another fantastic Swamp Mountain. Love that. All right, Eugen's Insight. So we've got some Scry, especially with the high powered impermanence. For 5 mana, you should be able to scry a lot with throwing 9-cost creatures out. All right, Lumbering Falls. Not my favorite land in this set. I mean, creature lands, like I said, not in love with them. I just like having my lands stay on the board instead of getting blown up by some sort of creature destruction. Got a Crow and Firebird. Phoenixes are kind of fun. And this one's got landfall, so love that. You come straight to the battlefield instead of going back to your hand like some of the other Phoenixes. Got Desolation Twin, get 2 Eldrazi's for the price of 1. And especially with Populate, that one gets a little more interesting. So, yet again, still would be infinitely better if they had some sort of Annihilator. Aligned Hedron Network. It's good, especially if you're doing a weenie deck and someone else is playing some Eldrazi, but it's very situational. We've got Planner Outburst, destroy all non-land creatures. So, the cleanse of this set, and I guess one of the only big reasons to use something like Lumbering Falls or to use the Awaken ability from this set. If you please leave in your comments if you have any how you feel about kind of the abilities of this set, how you feel about Awaken and the creature lands. We've got Prism Array, Converge again, and also trying to take advantage. I mean, you're not, if you're going to try and maximize Converge, you're going to have all colored mana, so you can scry 3. They threw that in there. We've got a foil uncommon, plain, and the last for this set. Let's see what's going to happen. We've got Woodland Wanderer. All right, Vigilance, Trample, Converge. I mean, anything with both for 4 mana, it could be really good. At least it's going to be at least a 3/3, probably 4/4, hopefully a 5/5, 6/6. So not the worst card, not fantastic, but really excited about the Gideon, Alad, Zendikar, the Drana Liberator, and some of these dual lands. Take advantage and see how they work out. Let me know if you have any comments, anything that you'd like to see in these videos or like to change, or card boxes you'd like me to open. Thank you for watching.